against Umina down at McEvoy Oval. So he's now Sir Peter Cheng, the third knight in the order of the Magpies. Sir Pete Cheng, talk us through your ton. How'd it feel?
Well, it started off a bit slow. I wouldn't say I was scratchy, but the wicket was kind of cut in two. There was a new patch on one half and the old patch on the other, and it was really hard to get in to start with and get used to it, because the old part of the pitch would hardly bounce, and so I'd go to play these cut shots and they'd keep real low, and so I was getting the bottom side of the bat, so it took a bit of getting used to. Whereas at the other end they had these quick bowlers and had a bit of bounce, and it'd really take off on the new part of the pitch. So I think I took about 14 balls to get off the mark, so it took a while to get in. Got a bit frustrated there. Started with kind of this straight bat kind of pull hook shot for 4. It was a huge field.
It was a massive field.
Massive.
And in fact, talking about that, there was only 2 sixes hit on the day, both by Sir Peter Cheng. Talk us through the massive tomps. One of them a beautiful straight hit. Did you actually hit it in the middle of the pitch? Is that how many paces you took to come out to him?
Yeah, so there was a medium pacer. He was doing these slow outswing balls, so I thought I'd put the charge on, give it the charge and hit it. Lucky for me, it came off, middled it, timed it,
Lucky.
And it just kind of flew towards
110 metres.
So yeah, that felt good actually, off the Summers bat. The second one, I think it was a spin bowler, and I just kind of got down on one knee, gave a bit of a mid-wicket hoik type thing.
Slog sweep?
Yeah, didn't even get all of it actually.
There was another great shot you played. It was only 4, but it was a beautiful hook shot. You seem to be really good on the back foot, pulling and hooking. Is that your natural game?
Well, that's the shot I get most of my runs on, the old hook, and especially on that ground. It was hard to get any boundaries with any other shot. So you'd hit a really nice straight drive, really nice kind of cut shot or a cover drive, and you'd only pick up 2. Whereas, yeah, you'd get all the runs playing square of the wicket.
Now, this particular day, we got off to yet another slow start, which seems to be a Magpies game plan almost.
We kind of build up, you know. Build up.
Mind you, there was plenty of wides that Morgan and Sutter faced and couldn't get near, that were and weren't called.
Yep.
But anyway, Morgs was out, Sutter was out, and then Chris Hogman was out. Suddenly there was a bit of pressure on, and Guesty was in the middle and looking good. You were on somewhere in the 30s.
Yep.
What happened next?
Well, Guesty kind of, there was one on his legs, he's kind of clipped it. I've called a yes because I thought it went wide of the fielder, but then I looked up and kind of he dove and it was closer to him than I thought. So I kind of said no when Guesty was halfway down the pitch, hoping Guesty would go back. He almost got there because the keeper fumbled, but yeah, I ran him out. So I didn't feel too good about that because Guesty, he was getting a few runs, he was clipping a few 2s and things like that. I think he was on about 10 or so.
Yeah, he was looking good. Couple of straight hits over the bowler.
Yeah, so that was a bit disappointing.
So tell us, so many people say when you do something like that, you run out your partner, you've got to go on and make the opposition pay, you've got to go on and get your ton, which is obviously easier to say. What was your thinking? How did you go, and you obviously did it, but how did you go about it after that? Did you just put it out of your mind, or did you think...
Yeah, I tried not to think about it too much, because I knew if I did and kind of felt sorry for Guesty the rest of the time, then I would have got bowled or something. So I just kind of tried to concentrate on keep hitting the runs and things like that.
And how was Guesty with his run out? Was he pretty spewing and looking to take your head off?
No, it was awesome. He just said, don't worry about it. Like, I went straight up to him, apologised, and he said, nah, don't worry about it. And he never said anything about it again. The other guys gave me a bit of a ribbon for it.
Especially after your ton.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, that kind of spirit by Guesty, it's the kind of epitomises a spirit in this Magpies team. How do you think the team's going in terms of its spirit?
Yeah, really good. Really encouraging of each other. I love it how Clarkey tries to give everyone a go. If someone drops a catch, everyone's around that guy and just giving him a pat on the back, saying don't worry about it, catch the next one. So it's
except for Sutter.
I was encouraging you today, Sutter.
Sutter.
So yeah, really good team to be part of. It's good fun.
And obviously we've just won today in round 8 at our new home ground, Paddy Clifton 2.
Yep.
We got a low score, but we bowled them out for less than us, obviously, and won the game. So then we're now 8 from 8.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the way the team's going? Do you want to go up to A grade? Do you think we're okay in B grade? What are your thoughts?
I think we're all right in B. A grade would be a challenge, and I think we'd beat a few teams in there, but we'd probably lose a couple too. But it'd be a good challenge, so I don't really mind either way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you scored a terrific 96 down at Saratoga in round 2. It was a magnificent innings. Even though Chris Hogman went on to get a ton that day, many of us think, including Chris, that 96 was probably the best innings we've seen so far. How do you rate that 96 versus your ton? Do you think that was a better innings, or do you think your ton at Umina was a better innings?
I think the 96 was a lot funner because of the small boundaries and the tiny boundaries on Saratoga. But yeah, I'd rate the ton at McEvoy a lot better because it was a lot bigger ground and you had to work a lot harder to get those runs. Whereas at Saratoga, you might get an edge and it would fly for 6. So yeah, I rate the ton a lot better. And the Saratoga 96, that was just good fun, just having a bit of a swing.
Yep.
And just one other thing about the ton, it was really good fun batting with Clarkie as well. I think we got a partnership of about 150.
Actually, that was a massive partnership, and in fact, that partnership was crucial. We'd suddenly lost 4 wickets. We were still only kind of halfway through the overs. That was a big partnership with Clarkie, and he looked good out there.
Yeah, and he was good. He was happy to turn the strike over, pick up singles, give me a lot of the strike, let me hit the boundaries. So that was good. And then towards the end, he picked up a few boundaries as well, so that was good to see.
It seems that just about every week someone in the team really stands up and performs.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like it's been the same people week in, week out. You've had a good 96 and then obviously your ton. Chris Hogman's had a couple of good innings, Morgan's had a couple of good innings, Sharman's had a couple of good innings, Clarkie's average keeps creeping up with all his not outs, and in the bowling you seem to get someone every week.
85 this match.
Good on you. you're a star. Do you reckon it's terrific the way it's the performances are all shared around? Or?
Yeah, it's great to see it being shared around, because most of the other cricket teams I've played in, there's 1 or 2 stars and you rely on them, and if they get out or if they're not performing on the day, then it's all over for your team. So it's great that in this team we throw the ball to anyone and they'll get a wicket, and someone will step up in the batting. Today we didn't so much, but we bowled and fielded well, so yeah, it's good to see that.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us today on the Magpies section of baggytungsten.com. Good luck with the rest of the year. We look forward to seeing you in many more games. Are you going to keep playing?
Try to. We'll see what happens next year.
Thanks very much, Sir Peter Cheng.
No worries.